Hey. So in today's little video, I go to this little small town in Louisiana called Epps. Well, I don't know if Poverty Point's in Epps. I think Poverty Point may be Poverty Point, Louisiana. But on the way, I let my gas get too low. And I thought for sure there'd be a gas station on the way. Well, there wasn't. Once you get like 10 miles off the main interstate I-20, it's nothing out there. Like nothing. It was like a little like 2 lanes crossover, and they made a stop. There was one stoplight there and a Dollar General and this little store that just had gas on it. Just said gas. I think it might have said Mom and Pop's or Covered Country Cupboard or something like that. But anyway, it was small. And there was this dad and his son, and they were pumping gas, and I pulled up behind them because there's only one pump there. There weren't 2 pumps. There was just the one. And I asked if that was the only gas station around, and they said, yeah, for quite some ways. So I went in and pumped my gas. I had to give the guy my credit card first. And yeah, I got done pumping. It was $79 worth of gas, which really would have only been $50 along the interstate. But yeah, it was out in the country. So I went to pay, and my credit card company flagged my account. So I was out in the freaking middle of nowhere, Nowhereville, Epps, Louisiana. I'm sorry, it was somewhere. It was Epps. It was somewhere. It was just nowhere that I was familiar with at all. And, you know, when you're out of your surroundings, it can be kind of scary. And then not to have any bars on my phone to even call my bank to have my card. Anyway, long story short, listen to your mama. I have an emergency credit card on me at all times as long as an emergency $20 bill. You want to have both of those things, those 2 things on you at all times. Mama taught me right. They have come in handy more times than I can tell you. So, got out of a sticky situation and went to Poverty Point, and it's a beautiful Native American site. It's super old. Hold on, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Or maybe I'll tell you after the site. Huh. Well, I'll tell you about it so you'll know something. Maybe I'll tell you about it before. Let me grab the brochure. Phone's dying. I will charge up and get the brochure, and I'll be back in the middle of the video with more information. Look at these cool bridges. I'm on this one. Now I'm in Louisiana, but Sandra's not on to tell me that I'm in Louisiana, but I am in Louisiana. Cool. Alright, y'all, right now I have to tell y'all I'm a little sketched. Yeah, I have like below a quarter tank, and I'm trying to get out to Poverty Point, which is off Highway 20 out in Louisiana, Epps, Louisiana, and there is nothing around here. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. So I asked this guy about a gas station, and here it is. Oh my gosh, I have no bars either, so I'm hoping at this site where I get to that I can find out where I'm going next. Oh Lord.
So you had a good day?
Yes, I did.
That's
I
right.
stayed in my pajamas all day.
I'll tell you.
I think I got, no I don't. Okay.
It is one of those pajama days. It's a little overcast and chilly, isn't it? Alright, y'all. Got my gas. Did you check out that little store? That was some interesting things in there, and we'll talk about it. I went to pay for my gas. I don't even know how much it was, Probably around 70 bucks. Because I hadn't filled up since Villa Rica, Georgia, which is just down the other side of Atlanta. And my card was declined. I guess my bank thinks I stole it. There's plenty of money on it. So, I don't know. And this is like small town Louisiana. And I don't want to be out here with no bars and no money. Yeah, I'm sketched out for real. Alright, I'm going to get to this historical site. Hopefully it's got Wi-Fi and I can at least see where I'm going to go next and hopefully get back on the main highway 20 heading west. Okay, y'all. I'm charged up. Kind of. Charged up. It's kind of a cloudy day. And I'll get... anyway. So, Poverty Point... took 3,400 years in the making. Sorry I'm fumbling with this brochure, but my short-term memory is not good, so I'm going to have to check it as I tell you, because that's how long I can retain information. It's very sad. Centuries ago, maybe I can do it like a newscaster. Centuries ago, when Stonehenge was being built, and Queen Nefertiti ruled Egypt, American Indians were built... Cut. Let's start it. Centuries ago, when Stonehenge was being built and Queen Nefertiti ruled England, American Indians were building earthen monuments in northern Louisiana. Hand by hand, and basketful by basketful, men and women moved tons of rich Delta soil. The result was a massive 72-foot tall mound, enormous concentric ridges of related earthworks that together formed a landscape like one. I would be a terrible journalist. I'm getting my words confused. Formed a landscape unlike any other in the world. Who were the people of Poverty Point? Why did they build here? In this remote stretch of the Mississippi River Valley? And what must have happened to make them leave a well-established settlement? Visit Poverty Point to see if you can unravel these mysteries that have puzzled experts for decades. So, the people were actually settled. It was a ceremonial center, they believe, and as well as a trading hub, because a lot of the artifacts that they found were from very far away places. You know, some of the stone tools and things like that were from states and states away, as I think far up as Canada even. The mounds are really unusual, and they were difficult to make. The housing was along those concentric circles. They found evidence of dwellings, which means that the neighborhoods, if you will, were set out in these concentric circles. And they also have those giant rings that you'll see, and the white markers were actually posts, where wooden posts would be. My personal opinion, they think the purpose is undetermined. I think they were like, you know, ceremonial gathering, I don't know what they would call them, like huts, yurts, or gathering places, where they would have their ceremonies. Kind of like sweat lodges and longhouses and things like that. That's what I get from it. But I took a lot of pictures in the museum of some of the artifacts. It's pretty cool, and I'll put those at the end for your enjoyment, I hope. And that's a little bit about Poverty Point. Check it out, y'all. So I'm on the driving tour of Poverty Point, and this is Station 1. It is a circle. They range from 60 to 20 feet, and they're formed by large wooden posts, and they don't know why. That's pretty cool. So Poverty Point has these ridges, which are right here on the map, and it's this big complex. And I'll give you a little bit more information about it after we tour it. These mounds are pretty incredible, and it's surreal to be out here pretty much alone. Imagine all the people 1,300 years ago that lived here. It's so empty now. So here's the walkway to the top. I'm gonna head up. Y'all can pause that and read it if you like. So I'm at the end of my driving tour, and I'm at these two awesome guys you can see walking in the distance there. And one of the guys is an architect, and he thinks he's found something really interesting about this site. Being an architect, he's found something very interesting that hasn't been discovered yet. So it was super cool getting to meet these guys, and I won't put them on or tell you what anything about it, because they confided in me, and I wouldn't do that. So yeah, anyway, that's a pretty cool circle out there. Those are post holes where you see all the little white markers. Really interesting site, y'all.